Okay. Thank you guys for hopping on. The topic that we wanted to talk about kind of piggybacks on our new coach call that we talked about tonight with discount coaches, but it kind of goes into a different category of it, I guess. So a lot of us have a lot of discount coaches on our team. We have like so many people who, like, say we have 5 coaches on each side and they're all discount coaches, or we can sell challenge packs and have people commit to their fitness journey like no problem, but we don't have more coaches on our team who are business builders than we do discount coaches. And I was thinking today about, it's not as easy to find coaches who want to work the business. I would say probably if you're going to sign up 10 coaches a month, maybe 2 are going to want to work the business. And if you have more than that, maybe 2 will only actually work the business out of those 10 discount coaches. So I was thinking tonight, what's a better way to talk about having working coaches and getting those discount coaches to work the business? And I came up with 10 small steps that we can do. Because majority of us came from groups, like Ashley was saying, majority of us were challengers before we became coaches. And the best coaches are the ones who've experienced a program and who have experienced the challenge groups. And somewhere along the way, I've started to separate the two. And I don't know if this is just for me personally, but when I first started coaching, I had a very small group. I had maybe like 4 people, and I kind of like funneled them, right? So I would get them in a challenge group. I would make sure they did really well. I would help them get results. And then I would ask them if they wanted to do it. And they ended up wanting to coach. And obviously some of them fell off and some of them went back to discount coaching or whatever. But somewhere along my 3 years of coaching, I started to separate them. So if they wanted to join a challenge group with a challenge pack, they were only a challenger to me. And if they wanted to sign up and work the business, I kind of forgot to get them set up with a program and start their own fitness journey. And they were just a coach to me. But like I said, the best coaches are the ones who start from groups and are challengers. So the 10 steps, I guess, that can kind of keep us on track to converting these challengers into business builders that I wrote down. Number 1 is interact with them in the group. So don't just have your daily posts. Don't just log your shakes and your workouts and not give them feedback. I think they do so much better when they post their post-workout photo with, I didn't want to do my workout today. I got home at 9:30 at night, but I did it anyway, and it felt awesome. Like, imagine how much better they feel when you give them feedback. Way to go. Like, that's awesome. No excuses. Keep it up. Whatever. But if no one responded, it kind of lets out their steam a little bit, and they're not as pumped about it because no one noticed their hard work, because we all like recognition, right? So interact with them in the group. Number 2, send them a personal message. At least once a week, you should be sending them a message, whether it's complimenting them on showing up, or maybe they're really good at meal prepping, or you just want to check in and see how their week is going, or call them out when they start to not show up. So as awkward as it is, we're not just their cheerleaders, guys. We're their coaches. So if for some reason someone starts to fall off in their first week, shoot them a message and be like, hey, I miss seeing your face in our group, or I miss seeing your post in our group. Like, is there anything I can do to help you get back on track? Or, what's going on? Because I guarantee you at least once in the first challenge group that our challengers join, they're going to fall off one time. And if they're motivated, they'll get back on. And if they're not, they'll just kind of disappear. And it's up to us to notice that and make sure that we're staying on top of it. Number 3, help them get results. And I say this kind of as a double-edged sword because we can't force them to do it, right? So if they're just not committed and they, joined and got a challenge pack and joined the group, but they're just not showing up, we can't do anything about that, right? There's a fine line of helping them and dragging them along. I've had so many challengers, 2 I can think of off the top of my head, who I was like, this girl's going to get an awesome transformation. She said she's wanted to lose a total of 100 pounds. You know, she wants to start with 10 in this first group. Like, if I can just stay on top of her and keep helping her, she's going to have an amazing transformation. And she doesn't even finish the first challenge group, and it crushes me. But I can't want it for them more than they want it for themselves. So if they're showing up and they are meeting you halfway, just like our coaches, if they're meeting you halfway, you want to make sure that you're helping them get results. So when you are checking in with them, if they have a question of, you know, I don't like to have my shake for breakfast because nights are busy for me. Do you have any breakfast ideas? As easy as it is to just say check Pinterest, you could also just check Pinterest or give them a few breakfast ideas that you follow. Maybe breakfast is your favorite meal to meal prep or something. And that's that missing puzzle piece that they need to stay successful with their meal plan, is just that small tip that you provided for them by just reaching out and going the extra mile. Number 4, ask them about coaching. And I know this is kind of an obvious one, but I know for me, when that part came up, like week 3 of the challenge group, I was really nervous to send that message. But you don't have to make it this big, awkward thing, right? So like when you're going in to just check on them and see how their week is going, I would just send something as simple as like, hey, whatever. Hey, Susan, I love your posts in the group. You literally show up every single day. You're rocking it. I feel like you love it so much, and all of the girls love the motivation that you provide. You're really killing it in our group. Have you ever considered doing what I do as a coach? I feel like you'd be awesome at it. It's done. Like, it doesn't have to be this like formal thing or like this scary thing. Like, just compliment the shit out of them and plant the seed and ask if they've ever considered coaching. And if they ignore you or if they say no, you know, take it from there, but plant the seed. And like Ashley said on our new coach call, I was a discount coach for 3 months. I didn't want to work the business at all. I just wanted to save money because I liked Shakeology. And Sam asked me, I was in 2 groups of hers, and I think she asked me 3 separate occasions if I wanted to coach. And the 3rd time I finally said yes. So if someone says no to you even the first time after, even if they're already signed up as a discount coach or a regular customer, if they say no to you, just keep writing them down and keep pushing them along, because maybe they just need a little bit more time to see some more results. Number 5, challenge them to share a post publicly. And it doesn't have to be a before and after yet. It could be like they made this incredible meal plan and they posted a picture in the group, or they posted a Flex Friday picture of them, of a selfie, and they are like, I don't take selfies, but here I am flexing my baby muscle that's growing or whatever. Send them a message and just be like, I challenge you to share that on your public page. I feel like you would get so much support from that. Like, that's awesome. Or if they're too awkward to share a selfie yet and they want to share their meal prep picture, have them share that on their page publicly and just get them to see the support that they would get from their friends. Number 6, ask for before and afters and share them. So whether it's them sharing it themselves or you sharing it for them, like, so I'm going to kind of do a sidetrack here, but when I sign up a new challenger, I send them this before we start to-do list. I'm like 99% sure it's in either the files tab of our team page or the Google Drive that we have, but it's just a welcome challenger before we start to-do list. And in there it says, take your before and afters, so that when the group ends, I say, you know, how did you do with the program? Did you see any results? Did you take your pictures? And if they do, and they don't want to share it with the group, I ask them to send it to me. And then I ask them, you know, you should totally share that on your page. I feel like you would get so much support, or like you would motivate so many people. And if they get awkward to do it, say, well, then at least let me share it so that my friends can love and you know, love on you and give you support or whatever, because they might not be comfortable doing that yet. But if you do that for them, then the next morning, which is number 7, compliment and recognize the feedback that they get. Then the next day you can be like, holy shit, you just got 40 likes and 10 comments on your blah, 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 on your before and after, on your Flex Friday picture. Like, look at how many people you could inspire and that didn't even know that you were doing this. So acknowledge that feedback, even if it's 10 likes and no comments, even if it's 3 likes, like that's still 3 people who are like, awesome job, you just did great, whatever the picture was. Number 8, provide incentives for participation. This is something that I also include in the welcome before we start to-do list. I tell them if they send me their before and afters, participate daily, and something else, they'll get something for free. And this is something Ashley and I have added since our last group in April, and we're also doing it in May. We put these like qualifications. If you logged your shake and your workout every day, which we can easily track as coaches in the My Challenge Tracker app. If they comment daily on our daily posts, like today, share your lunch, or Motivational Monday, share a quote or whatever, like the ones that we post every day, and share their before and afters, whether it's in the group or privately with us, they get entered in a drawing depending on how many people do it. And someone wins a pair of Nikes. They can be Adidas, they can be New Balance, they can be from Marshalls, they can be like from the outlets and be like $40. But if you run it with someone else, that's $20. That's half of that challenge pack that you're getting as an incentive for people to maybe participate a little more than if they would have if they weren't getting anything for it. So that's something that we're doing, and I can say hands down that our percentage of people who have participated is probably like 80% now. Like, we get at least 10 girls a day to log their stuff. Weekends are weekends, but before it would be like 3 consistent girls. And now that they all know that, and they have to log in a tracker. We like made a tracker for them in like the Google Sheets, like the Excel version for Google Doc that's free. They just have to check off that they did their workout, did their shake, and then I forget what the other thing is. Or no, it's just measurements, weight and measurements after every week. So they just have to update that. But with that incentive, participation is completely done a 180. And if they're participating, they're showing up. And if they're showing up, they're doing their workouts and their shakes and their meals and eating healthy, which means they're getting results, which means they're having fun. And then they would lead to wanting to, pass that on to other people, potentially work the business, share it with their mom, get some side bucks from helping their mom join, whatever. So provide incentives. Number 9 is get them in the next group. So this is something that we have been very strategic about lately. I would say more so like March, April, May, is our challenge group always starts on the 3rd Monday, and we always have a prep week. That way, when this one in May ends, that next Monday is prep week for the next group. So they don't ever have that lag time of, they don't have anything to join. They don't have anything to stay committed to. They don't have any accountability. So we have a post that we schedule that says, congratulations on finishing your group. If you're a returner, awesome. Like, so happy to have you. Our next group starts this day. If you're a brand new challenger and this was your first group, you have access to every single group we have in the future. Comment below if you want to be added into it. And then we add those girls into the next group, and they continue to show up and they continue to get results. And then number 10 is just ask again. So if you've gone through and they've completed a challenge group and they are like, no, like, I don't really think I could coach. I kind of want to see some more results. Add them into your next challenge group. Get them excited, kind of do the same cycle all over again. And then when that second group hits that 3-week mark, shoot it again to them. Like, seriously, you are killing it. You're seeing so many results. You're so motivated and committed. Are you sure you don't want to hear more about the coaching opportunity? Or you really should consider coaching. I think you would honestly be awesome at it, especially with XYZ that you've done so far, whatever. So like I said, you can't want it more than they want it for themselves. They have to want to show up. And it's so easy to consume ourselves and our business with our challenge groups, but it's also very easy to just sign someone up and forget about them and focus on helping more people. But if you can kind of take a step back and funnel them into that process of, okay, I'm signing them up with a challenge pack. They're going to join a challenge group. I'm going to make sure they get results if they are showing up, and I'm going to approach the business opportunity for them. Because if you're not a strong business builder recruiter yet, this is the next best way for you to find people who want to work the business. And I'll be the first to admit, like I said earlier, that wasn't a priority for me because I was just not being organized and making it a priority. But I've tried so much more to make sure that my challengers are getting results and that I'm planting that seed and that I'm challenging them to do things that they're uncomfortable with so that they potentially see the benefits of coaching and want to work the business, because then they're already in love with the products and you've already nipped that step in the bud. So that's kind of all I have for that. Do you guys have any questions or anything or things that you do to help your challengers kind of turn into coaches or anything like that? I'm like sweating.
I just wanted to add, sorry, Tiff. No, I just wanted to add for when we do share our challengers results or share something on our Facebook of these people that we really want them to get great feedback, don't feel weird posting in our team page like, hey guys, I just shared so-and-so's results on my page. Can you go and show them some love? I do that a lot. I will just through like a thread that I'm in, I'll be like, hey guys, I just posted this girl's before and afters. I really want her to become a coach. Can you just go like and comment on it for me? They have no idea that we're all coaches. And that's a really great way to get like quick feedback. So it pops to the top of Facebook too, to get even more people to see it. So if you have someone that you are excited about and you're posting something to recognize them, whether that's like a challenger of the week or whatever, post in the team page, because we can all go and comment and like, and then, like I said, they have no idea that we're all coaches. So they're going to be like, that's awesome. So I just wanted to add that in.
Yeah. And I think tagging them too in the post so that all of their friends see it and it shows up on their feed, and maybe they don't want it on their timeline, but their friends are going to see that and they're going to see the feedback they would have got if they shared it themselves.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that the last 2 months I have been doing like a point base for each one of my posts in my challenge group. So like you were saying, Cart, a lot of people don't like to share their before pictures, but now in the app that you can say, only your coach can see it. So if they post that picture, it's worth like 10 points. So people want those points. And then each week I do like a challenger leaderboard with all their points, and then they win. Like last month I did like a tank top. This month I'm doing a group with Michelle, so we're doing like a Amazon gift card. So people want those prizes and are going to do more uncomfortable things for those points. So I feel like it's working a lot better.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. We had a point system at one point, but we didn't have the best system with the points. But I think being intentional on why you're doing these things, like not just providing them, a meal prep Monday through Friday, breakdown recipes every single week. And you know what I mean? It's always good to have that incentive to, okay, my intention is so that they continue to see results so that they want to coach, because there's that line of doing too much for them and spending way too much time doing free things and showing up and putting your efforts in to, eventually help those people who might want that help with coaching or might want to see the coaching opportunity. Am I making sense? I feel like I don't really know how else to word that, but there's a way to spend way too much time in your groups And there's a way to spend time in your groups intentionally. And I think, like you were saying, Tiff, that if you have an incentive of, okay, well, not only if you just participate, but if you send me before and afters, which is forcing them to get results if they want those prizes, it only brings them closer to that coaching opportunity, or at least to continue to do the programs. So,
yeah, you want them to match your efforts when it comes to incentives.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. But I loved all those tips, Cara. I wrote them all down.
I saw you writing them down, so I was making sure that I said all the numbers because I start to forget. But I think, at least for me, unless I have that like step-by-step like checklist, because I'm very checklist oriented, if I don't have that, they fall through the cracks, and like I'll message them and make sure they're doing well, but then I won't talk about them sharing a public post, or then I won't say, oh my God, you got so much feedback on your post. I forget those little steps, but the challenge groups are more fun. They have more fun. It's not just a robotic thing that you just post posts and you're also a challenger logging your stuff. It gets them to thinking of the next thing and actually seeing results, which is essentially why we are in this business. We don't want to just sell people challenge packs. We want them to, maybe they're like, oh, I'm a plus size worker outer or whatever. And yeah, it's great if they participate in the posts and stuff, but if you're saying post your before and after, share your before and afters, they're going to continue every single time to lose another inch and lose another inch and get a better nutrition plan and get a better diet plan. And I think it's easy to let them fall through the cracks and kind of just go on autopilot with your challenge groups, but it just makes us feel better when they're successful. And when you get to say, like, this girl lost 50 pounds in one of my groups, like, that's exciting. And I think that's something that we need to shift our focus on, because I think that's what makes it the most fun. And then they just want to work the business because they know that the programs work. So does anyone else have any other questions before we hop off? No? Okay. All right. Well, I will post a recording, and if you guys want to tag any of your coaches who weren't able to make it so they can watch the recording to this call. And then if they're in the Rock Your Biz, just emphasize participation, because as much as the posts are cool and as much as the information is fun for them, they need to take action in order to see those results. So just really emphasize the participation in that group.
I want to say something about that too. If you guys have new coaches in the Rock Your Biz training, participate also. Even, you don't have the things that we're like asking them to do. Like today, Car asked people in the video to post what workout they're doing, what shake flavor they're drinking, and a screenshot of their personal development. Like that's so easy for us just to like shout off, because I think it's important, even though these coaches, they have me and Car as their like upline or upline or whatever. Even though that's important, sometimes they need to see that their direct upline is in there and recognizes that they're participating also, for them to want to keep going. And hopefully, because this is only 10 days, people will stay with it. And, because I feel like that's usually about the time when people start to fall off. So hopefully, since it's shorter, they'll stick with it. But if you guys have new people in there, just make sure you're also checking into the group, just so that they know, like, oh, my coach is watching me too, type of thing. It'll help them more.
Yeah. I think that's huge, because especially for our new coaches, since we're posting it, they see us posting it. So it gives them that, oh, my coach is doing it. But the same thing for you guys, they look up to you. Ashley and I, they don't really even know who we are. We're just kind of like the information givers and the video people. So at least makes it more personal and more fun if you guys are in there and interacting too. Yeah. So, okay, cool. Thanks for hopping on, guys, and have a good rest of your night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.